A year ago, I started a little adventure with this YouTube channel. What I thought would be a small, public, yet more personal diary and timeline of my progress as a game developer quickly became a resource for like thousands of other developers, which absolutely blew my mind and continues to do so. And I've loved getting to help each and every person who stumbles across my tutorials and videos. And this channel has honestly become its own passion project of mine, which is why I want to see how far we can take it. Today, I'm super excited to announce the iHeartGameDev Patreon account. Now, before we get into the specifics of the Patreon and the iHeartGameDev different tiers that'll be offered, I do want to mitigate any worries that people might have and be as transparent as possible. What this currently means for the iHeartGameDev YouTube channel is absolutely nothing. All of the currently released tutorials will remain free and open to everyone, and all of the currently planned tutorials will also be free and open to everyone. I still want this channel to help as many people as possible learn game development. This is just a way for people who want to support iHeartGameDev and make it something even better than it currently is to be able to do so and get a few perks and benefits in return. And one more thing before we get into the specific tiers of the Patreon, I do need to explain what Patreon actually is because there might be some people watching this having no idea what I'm talking about. Patreon is a subscription service where people can support content creators on a monthly basis for as low as $1. Since 2013, I've supported close to a dozen different groups on Patreon, from Kinda Funny, Easy Allies, and NoClip doing games coverage to more recently other game developers like myself, like Mix and Jam, Minions Art, and Catlight Coding. It's just been awesome to be able to support these other creators, and I think that some of you may feel the exact same way about iHeartGameDev. Just wanted to see it grow and succeed into something more than it currently is, and this is just a way for people who want to be able to help make that happen. Okay, so let's talk about the different tiers that'll be offered on this Patreon account. We have the supporter role, the super supporter role, the ultra supporter role, and the believer. Tier 1 is the supporter tier, which will get you access to a Patreon exclusive Discord channel and a shout out in the next video tutorial that I release. The Discord has grown close to 1,000 different developers in a very short amount of time, so this will be a much more inclusive group of people who obviously support iHeartGameDev, which makes you like-minded already, but this will be a more direct access to me, to other developers, and just a place to talk about, well, whatever you want to talk about, be it iHeartGameDev or whatever's on your mind. Tier 2 is the super supporter, and this will be direct access to the source code and project files that you've been asking for. I've seen the comments, people want these files. I've gone back and actually redone a lot of them because it might not look like it, but for each video, it's been pieced together and it's been messy, but I've gone back, remade a lot of these projects so that you can have access to the source files, and that's what the super supporter is for. This is how you get access to those source files. Tier 3 is the ultra supporter, and honestly, ultra supporters and believers will have one of the biggest influences on this channel, and that's because the perk of being an ultra supporter or a believer is that you get to vote on what we do next. I have a long list of different tutorials that people are requesting, and honestly, I cannot decide what to do next, so I just thought it's best to leave it up to the people who care the most. So ultra supporters will actually vote on what tutorial is next. And that leaves tier number 4, which is believer. A believer is probably somebody most similar to me in the fact that they see iHeartGameDev's potential. They want to see it grow and succeed into something more than it currently is. And that's amazing. As a believer, you'll get early access to videos, behind the scenes look, and that includes stuff that likely would never make it to YouTube. And those are the 4 different tiers on Patreon. I also note that the merch store for iHeartGameDev is almost complete, and all the different Patreon tiers will have access to discount codes for whatever merch is offered on there. To end this video, I just want to say a sincere thank you to each and every person who has supported this channel. From just watching them, to subscribing, to joining the Discord, which is one of my favorite things to do, is to talk to each and every person who is a part of this community and makes it what it currently is. I've been amazed to see how much this channel has grown in just 1 year's time. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And I see comparisons to brackeys, which is one of the scariest and most intimidating things that I read, but it's also incredibly exciting because it's something I want to try to live up to. I want this channel to become something that helps as many people as possible. So one last thank you for watching, and thank you for helping this channel become what it is. But with that being said, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.